Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to take a look at the Typhoon Class, or as I like to refer to it as, Federation Starship meets the Millennium Falcon. So we'll be looking at the Vanity shields available from the Dilithium store. These are during certain events of the year, and also the one that is currently available in the Zen store. As always, there's chapters in the description down below, plus several links that I'll cover at the end of the video. So the first shield we're taking a look at in this video is the Alliance Vanity shield from the Zen store. It's currently the only shield available in the Zen store. Comes as part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle, where you get the shield, the uniform and an upgrade. So I've got a white hull material with some grey shading. Got some additional red stripes on the hull as well. That's lovely cyan deflector array there. And then we've got red through orange, yellow and white, and then back again for the impulse engines. And that lovely orange plasma effect for the Bassard collectors, and the cyan blue there for the nacelles. And then we can also see some of the gold shading on the hull also. Then we've got some more cyan lighting there at the front of the saucer. Then more of the grey and gold shading on the hull material as well for the underside. Moving on to the Dilithium store now, and the first one we'll look at is a Safe Galaxy Refit Vanity shield. You can see this greyish brown hull material with almost a urban camouflage kind of pattern to it. And this lovely golden deflector array. We have the golden impulse engines there. And golden Bassard collectors, and quite a light yellow for the nacelles themselves. You can see the full pattern effect there of the hull material, with some touches of grey there on the struts for the pylons. Then on the underside here we've got some more of that gold lighting at the front, then more of that pattern effect for the hull material as well. A very popular shield in the game is the Barrow Vanity shield. This black hull material with the cyan lighting there at the front, and we're seeing how well that red stripes are standing out against the dark hull material. We have the cyan pattern effect there for the deflector array. Then we've got probably my favourite effect for the impulse engines in the entire game, that lovely deep red there. Then we have the cyan lighting there for the Bassard collectors and also for the nacelles themselves. And then we can see this etched pattern there at the front of the ship within the hull material just as the light hits it. On the underside we've got some more of that cyan lighting going from the front of the engineering hull through the midpoint of the saucer up to the front. And then we've also got some more of that etched pattern design within the hull material as well. Here we have the Borg Vanity shield. So this shield gives you a vessel the look of a liberated Borg vessel and not an assimilated one. So we've got the grey hull material with the pattern effect made up of various shapes and sizes of hull plates. This lovely blue patterned effect here on the deflector. Then we have the blue there for the impulse engines. And the blue there for the Bussard collectors and the nacelles. Then you'll see on the struts there and at the back of the ship that blue illuminated area. So that's got a black conduit material underneath that lighting effect. And then at the back of the saucer, or the front of the Millennium Falcon, depends how you look at it, you'll see the yellow and gold lighting effect with that conduit material as well. Then the underside again, some more of that conduit material lighting and more of that grey patterned hull material. Here we have the Courier Raider Vanity shield. So we've got this light grey hull material. Depending on the lighting, it almost looks like a bare steel kind of colouring to it. We see some touches of black shading there at the front. And this very bright white deflector array. Got the white impulse engines there. I see it is quite bright with the light hits it. Then we have the white for the Bussard collectors and the nacelles themselves. Some more touches of the black shading there. Then the underside, just more of that patterned hull material as well. Here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield. Now this Vanity Shield has two different visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. So we'll take a look at the Federation aligned first, and then we'll look at the Klingon aligned. So for Federation aligned, you get this two-tone grey hull material. We have this white and blue effect here on the deflector. And some of the white and blue lighting there at the rear edge of the saucer section. And the red honeycomb pattern there on the impulse engines. As we look down, we can see that blue pattern effect there on the Bussard collectors, and the blue for the nacelles themselves. And the inner part of the saucer there, we can see the patterned lighter grey hull material. And with the same here on the underside, with some more of that blue lighting there at the front of the saucer section. Here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So we've got this brown patterned hull material. This orange and yellow deflector array. Then we can see the patterned effect there for the impulse engines. Then we have that red and pulsating white effect there for the Bussard collectors. And then this patterned effect there for the nacelles themselves. Then on the underside, we've got more of that pattern effect hull material and that orange and white lighting there at the front of the saucer. Here we have the Discovery Refit Vanity Shield. So we've got a slightly darker shades of grey here for the hull material. That's a lovely blue pattern design there on the deflector array. And with the lovely red impulse engines there. And we've got the white for the Bassard collectors, and white and blue there for the nacelles themselves. And with the white and blue lighting there at the front of the saucer on the underside, then more of that two-tone grey hull material with the pattern effect in it. And here we have the emerald chain, full name above, Vanity shield. So what that's brownish hull material. So yes, very light yellow lighting at the front of the saucer there. That's nice, almost white with like yellow shading to it on the deflector. Then we've got the very light yellow for the impulse engines. Same there for the Bassard collectors and the nacelles themselves. And we see the two-tone there on the hull material with that pattern effect through it. And then we've got more of the same on the underside, some more of that light yellow lighting effect on the saucer, especially there at the front. And here we have the Emperor's Vanity shield. We've got this grey hull material, and you should be able to make out some of that illuminated blue dot pattern throughout the material there at the front. That's a lovely orange pattern deflector array there. And we can see in the shaded areas those illuminated blue dots standing out a bit more. So it does look like a starfield effect going throughout the full hull material. Then we have the cyan lighting there for the impulse engines. As we move up and over, we can see some purple shading there at the rear of the saucer and at the back of the main hull, as well as on the struts for the pylons. And then we have the deep yellow there for the Bassard collectors and also the nacelles. And looking underneath at the shaded first off, and then we can see that blue illuminated dot pattern there. And then we've got more of the yellow lighting at the front of the saucer, and touches more there of the purple shading. Here we have the Ferengi Vanity shield. So we've got this orange hull material that we see on the Ferengi vessels in the TV shows. We've got some gold shading there as well, touches of grey. Then if you look at the front of the saucer, you see some rivets. That's a bit of a pattern detail in certain parts of the hull. We have this yellow deflector array with a honeycomb pattern on it. Then we have the deep yellow there for the impulse engines. Same there for the Bassard collectors, and the lighter yellow there in the nacelles. Then we see some more of that rivet detail on the top of the nacelles as well. Some more of the gold shading also present, predominantly at the back of the main hull and the pylons. Then we've got some more of that yellow lighting there at the front of the saucer, some more of the rivet details, and some more of the gold shading also. Here we have the Hur'q Vanity Shield. So we've got a green hull material with this brownish purple shading as well. You look around the front of the saucer, you'll see that black shading giving a pattern effect to the hull material, and we've also got some green illumination there as well. Let's look at the deflector. We've got this green patterned deflector array. Got a green pattern there on the impulse engines. Then we've got the green for the Bassard collectors and the nacelles. Some more of that brown purple shading, more of that black shading there on the saucer giving that pattern effect, and some of this illuminated green material also. Then the underside, we've got more of that green illumination, more of that brownish purple hull shading, and more of that black shading giving that pattern effect to the hull material. This is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So like the Discovery one, it does have two different visual appearances. So we'll look at the Federation first and then move on to the Klingon aligned. So for the Federation aligned, we've got this grey patterned hull material. This lovely blue patterned deflector array. So it's to mimic the look of the deflector on the Enterprise in the reboot films. And we have this orange patterned impulse engines. The blue and white there for the nacelles, and then that god awful Bassard collector effect of this shield, unfortunately. And got some more of the blue and white lighting there at the front of the saucer, then more of the grey patterned hull material there on the underside. This is the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So you can see the various shades of green there for the hull material. Got that yellow lighting effect there at the front of the saucer. Got this lovely red patterned deflector array. Then we have the red there for the impulse engines. The yellow there for the Bassard collectors, so certainly a much better effect on the Klingon line compared to the Federation one. And then we've got that blue patterned effect there for the nacelles, and some more of that yellow illumination there midpoint on the saucer and towards the rear as well. Then we've got more of that yellow illumination there on the underside at the front of the secondary hull and towards the front of the saucer, and some more blue lighting at the front of the saucer as well. Here we have the Prodigy Vanity Shield. So we've got this lovely grey hull material. It's very vibrant orange and very bright yellow or white effect here on the deflector array. The red there for the impulse engines. Then we have the blue and white there for the Bassard collectors, and the blue there on the nacelles. Then on the underside we've got more of the blue lighting at the front of the saucer, and then more of that nice grey hull material there. Another popular shield in the game is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. You can see we've got a dark grey hull material and this lighter shade of grey as well. With the red lines there standing out quite nicely against the darker hull material. And got this cyan patterned deflector array. And got the very bright and vibrant red impulse engines there. And got the cyan lighting there on the nacelles. Now you'll notice that the Bassard collectors are blacked out on this shield. And we can see the extent of that two-tone hull material there, and a bit of a striping pattern as well towards the rear of the ship and on the struts for the pylons there. And with some more of that cyan lighting there at the front of the saucer, and then just more of that two-tone pattern for the hull material on the underside. Next up, we're looking at the Shrike Vanity Shield. We've got this reddish hull material with this very deep red and purpley colour shading as well. Then we've got that pattern yellow and red deflector that looks like the bottom half of a target. Not sure if I'd actually want to have a target on my ship though, to be honest. And then for the impulse engines, we've got the same red and orange stripe effect there. And we've got the orange and white for the Bassard collectors and orange for themselves. And then we can also see some grey shading there towards the rear of the ship. Then with some more of the orange lighting there at the front of the saucer, and more of that two-tone hull material there on the underside. Here we have the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield. So we've got green, grey and black shading for the hull. We've also got this carved pattern in the hull material and some nice warm orange lighting there at the front part of the saucer. And we pause here and look at the rim of the saucer. We've got this illuminated panel pattern going on, and as you can see, some parts of it are pulsating. Then we've got that nice warm orange deflector array. So look around, we see a lot more of that illuminated panel pattern with several parts of it pulsating away. Then we have the white there for the impulse engines. We have the white there with a pattern design for the Bassard collectors and white for the nacelles. Again, with some more of that pulsating panel lighting, some of the black shading and more of the grey there at the rear of the ship. And we see the illumination effects there on the underside, some more of that orange lighting as well, and some white lighting there at the front of the saucer. And then more of the grey and black shading there on the underside. And the last shield that's available in the Dilithium store at the moment is the Zhat Vash Vanity Shield. We've got the olive green and sandy brown hull material there. Got this lovely green pattern deflector array. And very vibrant red impulse engines there. And then a green and white patterned Bassard collectors, and the green and white there on the nacelles. Then that two-tone hull material always puts me in mind of an army camouflage, just with its colours. And then on the underside, we've got some more of that green illumination there at the front of the saucer, and then more of that two-tone hull material there as well. And that concludes our look at the Typhoon class. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Please do remember to like and subscribe, as it does help out the channel. In the description I have my social media links, so my X and Blue Sky. I also have links there to the STO wiki and the main Star Trek Online news blog. There's also my Real Merch affiliate link there, so you can get 10% off your order at realmerch.com. And for more content, I have Casual Sabs, Nick NBs, and MC Stews YouTube and Twitch channels listed there. If you haven't checked them out before, make sure you do so. Give them a like and a sub. They're a wide variety of content, very informative and entertaining. But as always, until the next video or the next live stream, thank you very much for watching.